30s.
Yeah, and like 9 cases here.
As of yesterday, yesterday was February the 9th. It reached over 530. Talk about a turnover.
Lord have mercy.
Including the doctor that told us about it.
Yeah, he died. And it's kind of...
No, but
what do you guys think about
that? They
that?
messed that up because remember CNN reported he was dead. A day later, they said no, he's just still sick. My bad. We said he was dead, but he's not dead. He's just sick.
That's a big mess up.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was. I did find it interesting though that the Chinese president was not seen at any point in time prior to yesterday afternoon. Like he was not seen. He has not given a statement out publicly. He has not done anything that would what people would think would be the president's job to do to ensure that people that everything is going to be okay. Like, do your job. Like, make sure that, everyone is not, safe and comfortable and okay. Because obviously you're in the wake of a crisis. But at the same time, as the leader of that country, you would think you would have something to say to your people. I found that kind of suspect.
But at the same time, you got to think about...
it's China.
Yeah, history. It's still... Aren't they... They're a communist country.
Still communist.
Yeah, so you got to think... see, this is why history majors are very important, you gotta, like I said...
speech in a communist country, though?
I mean, journalists missing
yeah, but it's also, we gotta, think about the culture, society, Eric, I feel like as Americans, we tend to see the world with an American spectacle. So we think everything's like free speech and, let's go make a speech. But you gotta think about culture. You gotta think about culture first, and then you gotta think about society, and then how it's being governed, because even culture-wise... it's way different. They don't just
controlled how many kids they would have, and we're like, hold on, you controlled how many kids you can have.
I agree.
Yeah, and most Asian people live a life of meekness. They go do their religious things. They come home, very patriarchal. So it's kind of like,
I agree.
It's kind of interesting that it happened here. Like of all places, it's like no, it's like the wrong place for this to happen.
And they're in a fight right now for that freedom to say what's really going on.
In Hong Kong,
there's a journalist over there that's missing. He was reporting on the coronavirus in Wuhan, saying everything, reporting out, and his family said they can't find him. They haven't been able to reach him ever since he started the story.
That's crazy.
So
isn't it interesting that once Hong Kong started getting more clout, that this happened? That's all I'm gonna say. Don't come for me, governments, but that's all I'm gonna say. Y'all cover something up.
All the college students with the mask on,
yeah. So, let's rebel. We're talking about Hong Kong now. I'm just kidding. Put the mic down. We're talking about Hong Kong now. What about them? What happened to their protests? What happened to their progress? Who cares about... Well, I care about the virus, but come on. I feel like they're silencing something. Why is it every 20s, 1820, 1920, 2020 is a big epidemic? I want to know why. What is this population control that we can't
It might
help?
be a power thing too. Maybe they're not trying to show a sign of weakness right now, even though we see that they're weak because you got a whole disease going on over there.
True.
But let's say if we had something like that going on, we're not going to tell the whole world what's going on and how.
No.
Well, we
the United States wouldn't even tell us. We wouldn't even know.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. They gonna
we'd be going through it. I mean, they wouldn't have to tell us.
We would all be sick with something.
And it's not
we
China
know.
really wanted to tell us anyway. Remember, they were the doctor. They said that they were trying to keep that under wraps because they don't want to know. They don't want us or
everything.
to know what they got.
Because that affects everything. I mean, that affects the economy. Because if you tell somebody, "Yo, we got this infectious disease," ain't nobody want to come to your house to your country for tourism.
China.
Yeah, you don't want
those imports.
Exactly, and then also it's tourism. The economy's gonna plummet just because you got an infectious disease.
We're not gonna buy nothing from you guys because we don't know where your shipping is.
The world is ran by money, sadly.
Which is also leads into a good segue. It's kind of the same point as well, but the U.S. has cut off the vast majority, if not all of their trade with China over these past couple weeks.
Dang.
Eventually,
how's that gonna affect the economy?
That's the thing. In the coming months or so, you'll be seeing a lot of those.
Effects.
Yeah, just because we have to understand, China gives the U.S. a lot in trade, whether that be goods, food, oil, even sometimes. Crazy, they give us a lot. So I mean, it
wasn't Donald Trump in China just in the tariff war.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just signed off on something for a new trade deal.
Wow.
So I do think it's kind of something to keep an eye on, though.
It's been a really crazy year. It's only been 2 months. Not even 2 months.
2 months.
It's damn.
We're still the second week of the first second.
For real, damn. I've lived a year within a month and a couple weeks.
I don't think that,
it's crazy.
With this whole virus, I kind of live in a bubble being from the United States to where it's kind of okay, that's a disease. It's not really affecting me right now. Nothing I feel really comes into the forefront of our mind until it's at our front doors. I feel
Yeah, that's some American shit.
Right? And it's kind of like I kind of had this like idea in my mind. Someone's gonna pop up on the news one night, and the cure for coronavirus has been found. You know, all this, and because that's normally how it works with like the swine flu and Ebola.
Man, swine flu is not fun.
All of those.
I survived.
Hey, he's a survivor.
The doctor said he thought this was SARS, and SARS was a freaking epidemic, and that was in 2013. What happened to that?
I'm saying.
Where's all the SARS patients?
So I mean, I can say with some kind of reasonable, sample size, that I don't think that it's going to like do a permanent damage on us. But at the same time, we really haven't seen a disease like this before, so it's really hard to predict how it's gonna like play out in the long term. So I think that's what makes a lot of it scary.
I disagree.
For, like, a lot of people.
We have seen diseases like this before.
We've seen Ebola.
I wouldn't say.
Like they said it was just the doctor said he thought it was SARS.
Mm-hmm.
So we did see something like it. It just had like a different effect. Like these people are like dying. Like
exactly.
I feel like I got the flu.
I feel like we have had we've had like the yellow fever in North America.
We've had like
the bubonic plague. So I feel like if scientists were smart, they'd study right now and they look to the past and then they'd see how they should handle this. That'd be the best thing they can do. Because it might be a different like disease to say. But the event of having an epidemic and a mass killing of people through, biological warfare in this way, it's kind of like we've seen it before. So they should study.
I agree.
And just prevent.
I do think that it's gonna, because if it's spreading how it's spreading now, it's been pretty fast. Like, the first time I heard about it, I want to say is maybe midway through January. So it's kind of like...
But even then it was kind of hush-hush.
Yeah. But so I mean,
I didn't think it was gonna get this big. I'll be honest. I thought it would have stayed in China.
That never stays in China. Come on.
But now I ain't trying to go back to home in LA because they got people there. So, BR, what's up?
It's in like 6 different states now. Which again, like,
sheesh.
I don't want to go back to Maryland. It's in Delaware.
Lord, I guess we all staying on Bluff for a little bit.
Guys. Yeah. I'm not taking no flights.
Sorry, I gotta fly. I gotta fly. I was like, well.
Here's a
must be nice, Antasia. Must be nice.
Bro, like, I am scared to fly at this point. But, alright, here's my question to y'all. Going into the next point right quick. Have y'all kept up with the whole impeachment things with Trump? And
I have.
Yes and no.
I have.
My TV started being stupid, so I haven't been able to watch the news. But
I feel you. Well, just to give some basic little breakdown and backstory. And just refreshing everyone's thoughts. So the Senate.
Stupid. Can I just say so stupid? All right, now.
Yeah, it is. The Senate failed to bring him up on charges and remove him.
They failed to bring about justice.
Charles is passionate.
The actual vote was 48 to 52.
Yeah.
Which wasn't, a landslide.
It wasn't bad, including the 48 of the Democrats. Mitt Romney was one of them.
Which brings me to my exact point. How about Mitt?
The only Republican in that for the first article for obstruction of justice.
And that speaks to something.
It wasn't obstruction. It was the first count. I forgot.
And that speaks to it.
It speaks to a lot because I really feel like a lot of people grow up, but they're taught that mindset that like certain politicians, mostly those on the Republican side, are a certain way, and they stand for a certain thing. And I think that that's proof that there is no like, regardless of how definite the circumstances seem. It's not just a pure black and white spectrum when you talk about politics in the U.S. You have people like Mitt Romney who are definitely conservative Republicans who also in moments when I feel like their emotions are reaching a certain way can make the right choices in the best interest of the people that they represent. That's not to say that that's going to happen all the time in every situation. I think any true Republican
would have voted like Mitt Romney voted. I think they're all just...
All of them did,
they're just sheep following their shepherd.
Props to Mitt Romney. Like, his speech and everything, like, he was saying, like, he didn't want his kids to look back and say, like, dang, my dad really voted to keep him as president. Like, he wanted to make it seem like I'm doing the right thing because he said he has morals and he has values and Trump is not in them.
Right.
So
they just further prove that she's a piece of paper.
It looked like he was about to tear up and everything because he was being honest. Like, this is going to look bad on my part. Like, I'm the only Republican voting guilty in this. Like, the only Republican?
You really
out of
have
100? One.
Like, imagine, just imagine what you have to, like, build up in yourself to just be like, okay, I'm going to go against everything that me and my peers find to be evident and true.
Everything that he's worked for.
Everything. Like, because...
But I don't even think it's about him going against everything like he's worked for his peers. I think it's his peers and the whole establishment going against everything they worked for.
Yeah.
He's the only person that stood up for true And again, let me remind you, I hate politics. I hate government. So for me to say that they're disrespecting something so precious, the democracy of a nation, I mean, like, how childish. Like, really, truly childish to prove that the Constitution is just a piece of paper. And then for Pelosi, I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with her ripping up her speech at the State of the Union. But even her doing that also speaks to just how childish this government is. And how childish this democracy has become.
I don't have beef
in just
with
4 years.
That. I mean, in my personal
I got beef with her. I beef with it because of professionalism.
Yeah,
professionalism.
I feel like she could handle it way better.
That's what I have beef with.
Because, like, if he was to get impeached and his cabinet left and Pence left with him, she's president. Because she's Speaker of the House. So you just gotta, modelize yourself in the way that, hey, if I was president, would I follow what you're saying? Because
I would agree.
You're ripping up his speech on live television right now in front of the whole nation.
I would agree if everything that happened in that address didn't happen. If it was just a normal, like a normal address.
I see what you mean, but...
People were chanting 4 more years as he walked into the office, and then you had all of his token blacks lined up. Yes, I support this man. 4 more years, MAGA this. That wasn't a State of the Union address where, like, normal politics should take precedent. I feel like you had, that wasn't a normal State of the Union address. That was a Trump rally. So, I mean,
but they do that for more than just Donald Trump. Like 4 more years for Obama, they've done that. I think
not at the State of the Union address.
I feel like they've had.
They haven't.
I feel like I've heard
That's not
that.
something you do.
Like I feel like in my life, I've heard that before for other presidents. Like either if it was Bush or Obama, I just can't remember. But
any State of the Union
anyway,
address,
the thing is like you shouldn't stoop down to that same level. If you see them being that way, there's no reason Pelosi should act the same way.
She kind of shaking hands.
If they're being a child, the grown up shouldn't now stoop down to the level of the child. Just to appease and just to play around like, oh, I'm going to rip it too. It's like, no, I don't agree with that.
I will stand on the island. Keep doing what you're doing, Nancy, because
I respect her. Like, stand up. Like,
oh, yeah, that's cool and all, but
just,
professionalism.
Yeah.
Dignity, honor, class.
You see Trump as a freaking child, so don't step down and be like, I'm on live TV, Trump, I'm ripping up your speech right behind you.
Just to be petty.
Like, I would have did that on my own time, or I wouldn't have just paid attention. Like, I wouldn't have paid attention, but I'm not going to show him, like, I'm on your level. No, like, I'm above you because I see the wrongs you're doing. You don't even see the wrongs you're doing,
I feel your point.
Yeah, what I did like when she was like, when they were doing the initial impeachment thing, and then she's like, shh, and she pointed at them and gave them a look. Now that I respect. Ripping up the speech is like, all right, come on.
Everybody was like, impeachment, he's going to
get
impeached.
I'm the only one who doesn't mind her doing that with the speech. I could care less about his speech.
I mean, I can care less because I care less about the government. But
she tried to shake his hand and everything. He was being disrespectful. She gave him disrespect back. I have no problem with that, me personally.
I didn't even see that part.
It was like towards the beginning, like he had handed Pence and her the speech, and like she reached out and he was like, nah, and just looked the other way. And I
that's
thought
still stooping down to childish levels, though.
We can say that.
Like,
I agree.
I don't care what happens to me in my daily life. If somebody does something to me, or if I get annoyed during the day, I'm not gonna show it. Know what I mean?
I'll be kind to you to the end.
I don't get walked over, but I'm above you.
You were from California, Charles.
I'm above you.
If someone presses,
doesn't matter where I'm from. If I was from Louisiana, I'm still above you, and I'm still gonna walk in my righteousness and be classy, because that's just who I am.
If people do certain things to you that feel like aren't truthful or virtuous towards you or disrespectful towards you, people are gonna act towards
I'm from
that.
LA. We make gangbanging, so I should be more like wagwan. You know what I mean? But I'm not. I'm above you. I'm not a child.
The older I get, I'm just like, would I like
wisdom?
If I were to do something back, how is it gonna benefit me in the end? Or is it just like,
what's this
you
really
got me,
gonna do?
I got you back, get back, but. Did it really change anything? No, and I'm just going to have the title to say, like, oh, I got you back, but it's not benefiting me. If I'm just still nice to you and I'm still growing and doing what the hell I'm doing, then I'm good. I'm not going to spend that energy on you.
I agree. I will say, though, that at the end of the day, I think that all of that is a lot more of frustration of the whole, like, sum of events. Yeah. Because that same night is when as the State of the Union was going on, that was also the impeachment trial. So they kind of, It
was, I understand, like, right now, like, especially for him as president, it's just, like, it's been a lot going on. So she was probably just fed up, like, this vote about to come through tomorrow. I don't know what I'm about to do, like. And
the Iowa caucus, too. So, I mean, I think it was just a lot of L's in one night for the Democrats, and I feel like her being...
Man, you better take your L's, keep your head up, and be humble.
Again, easy to say when you're not in that position.
That's true. I ain't in that position.